What's happening, people? It's your boy, Big Will, Minute, back with another episode of Raw Talk. As you can see, there's no Dre. He's having some issues, technical issues. He hit me up. Trying to check on him, make sure everything's all right. But so he's not going to be on today's episode. So I guess your boy, I'm going to have to do it. Normally he reads this Bleacher Report mess, but I'm gonna read it. So we're gonna try to do the same format that me and him do. I'm gonna read Bleacher Report, and then I'm gonna give my analysis, and I'm gonna talk about it. Go through the whole show. The show was if it wasn't for the end, it would have been one of the worst shows since we got this new direction. But I digress. They did do something there at the endo that may have saved it. So, but let's go. So here we go. Bleacher Report, like we know, just like Dre normally says. I know I'm reading Bleacher Report. I'm doing it because I'm reading it to give you a feel of what happened, and then I'm gonna give my feelings on said topic. So, let's see. First, we started out with the contract signing. So, the contract signing for WWE Universal Champion opened the show. Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman both talked about why they felt they were poised to win at Clash of the Champions. AJ Styles interrupted with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The Phenomenal One demanded that he and his friends both get shots at the men in the ring, starting the brawl. Strowman and Rollins versus Gallows and Anderson was made official after things calmed for a moment. The United States Champion tried to distract the faces throughout, but the Universal Champion managed to roll up Anderson for the win. Afterwards, a brawl started where the Monster Among Men accidentally knocked down his future opponent. This left Strowman alone, and Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode took advantage. They ran down to the ring, and the 5-on-1 mauling allowed the heels to lay out Strowman and then Rollins. Everyone held the monster up for a phenomenal forearm. Also, before that, they did the Magic Killer. Results, Rollins and Strowman defeated Gallows and Anderson via pinfall. They gave it a B. Now, for me, this started out typical way the Raw's been starting out here lately. With a kind of a promo that leads into a match, which I like that's the direction they've been going. They're not totally getting rid of the talking, but at least we get some wrestling in it too. As for the match, Anderson and Gallows, they going through the motions. Really, they're going through the motions. They're not gonna pick up no significant wins. Don't know where they're gonna go from this with AJ coming down. Basically, he's AJ Styles. Crowd chant AJ. AJ gonna continue to be over. AJ gonna always be over. So they gotta put AJ in the picture, especially if he don't got no match. Because I think as of right now, he doesn't have a match for Clash of Champions. They got one more week to do it. So are we gonna get a triple threat in both matches? Are we gonna have Anderson and Gallows inserted into the tag title match, and have AJ inserted into the Rollins and Braun Strowman match? That'd be kind of cheap. I don't know if they should really do that, because they nothing but just triple threat matches. You know what I'm saying? A la Teddy Long. But hey, if they go that way, I think all those guys can work well together. It should be a decent match. Make it more exciting, more spots. But as for this match, it really wasn't nothing. The best part of it was the way AJ was treating Michael Cole. Shut up, Michael Cole, before I knock your teeth down your throat. Man, heel AJ is golden. I love heel AJ. So that was that match. I really didn't take nothing from it, except that it just set up, I guess, direction they may go future in the pay-per-view. So next we have Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Basically, I don't even want to read this when it comes to Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. It was just a way to get Roode and Ziggler on TV and let them tag more, because they only had one match as a tag team. Well, if you the gauntlet where they had 2 or 3 matches, but this is only the second time as a tag team on television. So this is just a way to get them out there and let them get a win. Following their attack in the previous segment, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode kept their momentum up in a dominating showing over Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. The Glorious were connected with a glorious DDT on Hawkins to make an emphatic statement. So they won. They gave it a B minus. Yeah, I mean, because B minus, that's probably for me too, because those guys do good work. And like I said, I do like them together as a tag team. But Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, really, they's out there to get that check. They need to go down to NXT. NXT about to be a 2-hour program now. They need more viable talent down there now. So you want to make it a offshoot brand, not just a developmental territory. You on network television with in a 2-hour time slot on Wednesday. I believe, are they going up against AEW? I don't know if AEW's, I believe they are. So send more talent down there. Let Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins down there to fill, because they got to fill the slots, because 2 hours, they don't got a lot of people down there who are ring ready, not to fill a 2-hour slot. So they're going to have to start sending some more people down. Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder, come on down. Next, we have Natalya versus Lacey Evans. Natalya ran down. Oh, Dre just Snapchatted me. He just Snapchatted me. Wonder if he gonna say he good. So you may not even see this. If he says he's good, we maybe go ahead and doing Raw Talk. He's writing. He's messaging right now. I don't know if you can see it. He's messaging right now. See what he says. Because I was already on the 3rd match. Well, while he's typing, I'm going to go back, finish reading that. Natalya ran down Lacey on the ramp, starting the match early. The Queen of Hearts continued to attack once the bell rang, but the lady found the right trick to escape Natalya long enough to connect with the women's right. She threw a handkerchief at Evans and then planted her with a signature punch to take. No, that was wrong. Evans threw the handkerchief at her. Come on, Bleacher Report. Who's editing y'all stuff, man? That was blatantly wrong. See what Dre said. I woke up feeling super sick this morning, and I'm trying to shake it off before I go to work today. My bad. I went back to sleep. Rest after taking some medicine. Yeah, so I knew he wasn't telling him it's all good. I'm taping it now. Get better, bro. Love you. Okay. So yeah, so Bleacher Report got that wrong. Everybody know how I feel about Lacey. She's the future. Natalya, great women's gatekeeper. The one thing that I took away from this match, live and in real time, that women's right looked nasty. I was like, ooh, she threw the handkerchief at her. And Natalya was like, handkerchief, and then wow. But when they put it in slow-mo, she clearly hit her like on the side of her neck or her ear area, and it just totally made it look like trash. So editing department, you fail. Wrong time to do a slow-mo. I know they always like to do the slow-mo to show her, like, because normally she connects with them. Boom, their face get brr, 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 and it looks good. This time, not so much. They shouldn't have did the slow-mo. Somebody should have back there should have pre-screened it or something, because it just totally, they only showed it once though. Normally they show a couple, they must have realized, ooh, this don't look good. Let's not show this no more. But yeah, that was, the match itself wasn't shit, and then that whole debacle of that just made it, it was probably C minus D worthy. That they messed up on that. They should have, because it was a quick match, just a way to get Lacey back on television, which I'm good with, because she's going to be out of the picture for a while. So, but that was that match. Next, Becky Lynch accepts Sasha Banks' challenge for Clash of the Champions. All You know what I gotta do here? Get mine, cause we're talking about Becky, so gotta put the Stone Cold up there. Becky Lynch marched to the ring to address her history with Sasha Banks, admitting she taunted the boss into returning for years of mistreatment. She called out Banks, who answered the call. While the boss talked a big game, she refused to step in the ring with the man. She instead challenged Lynch to a match at Clash of the Champions, which the women's champion happily accepted. Okay, they kind of pro Becky on this, so I'm gonna tell y'all what really happened. What really happened was Becky Lynch came down to the ring and used her same insults and weak ass schoolyard name calling that she did with Ronda Rousey. You little weirdo, you little blue haired freak, blah blah blah. And Sasha strolled her butt down to the ring and basically looked at her and said, I want a match. I don't gotta explain myself to you. I'm here to take back this division that you think that you ought now own. She gonna take it back. She gonna end this mess that we've been dealing with since Mania and handle it boss style. And Sasha gonna do it too. I think she gonna do it because they have been making Becky look weak for like the past 3 weeks in this feud. So that could be a good. Maybe they're making her look weak just for her to win. I don't know, but like I said, I think they're trying to keep Sasha happy because they don't want Sasha jumping ship. So I don't know whether she's gonna get the title. Becky may find a way to slide out of there still with the belt so they can keep selling that merch. But she ain't gonna look strong at all. Not at all. So I was okay with this segment because Sasha made Becky look stupid. Because Becky sounded like she needed to be back in promo class in NXT. Next we had the King of the Ring qualifying match with Cedric Alexander and Baron Corbin. This was a good match. Now, the OC laid out Cedric Alexander backstage during an interview just because it could, just because they said it could. Come on, Bleacher Report. Who proofreads y'all stuff before y'all put it on the damn internet? Just because they could, not it could. Injuring Alexander's left arm. This gave the Lombard Legacy, who was already nursing injuries from his match with Cesaro last week, a massive disadvantage. Baron Corbin instantly targeted the bad arm using the steel post. The Lone Wolf revealed in attacking the limb in submission moves and elbows. A lucky dodge by Alexander sent Corbin's left shoulder first into the steel post. Post shot. Big men always take posts. Vince like making the big men take the post. That gives the reason for the smaller guy to actually get offense in Vince's mind, because a smaller guy would never be able to take on a bigger guy unless the bigger guy takes the post. Okay. The damage was not quite enough though, as the former constable tripped Alexander and connected with the End of Days to take the win. This was a good match, especially considering Seti was selling the injury the whole time because the OC laid him out backstage. Just for no reason. He was back there giving her interview and they just came back there and knocked him out and two-sweeted. You know what I'm saying? They making him look like a strong heel faction. Like I said, AJ is done. Probably after Mania. He's not re-signing his contract. His boys, they not done, but they are done with the WWE, but they gonna ride out with their boy AJ. Then they probably go into AEW or back to Japan. So they're giving them all this screen time, letting them look strong. I'm okay with it. Let him ride out. Seti is I was hoping Seti would win, but like I said last week, with Harley Race dying and him being one of pretty much the original king in WWE, and Baron Corbin being from Kansas City, it writes itself. Corbin is winning the he's winning the King of the Ring. He is. It's gonna be King Corbin. Hopefully that'll help out his career. I'm just glad he's continuing to take that dang Applebee's shirt off and wrestle on the tank top with a white beard. This was a great match. Sadie has been looking great, especially the stuff he was doing with McIntyre, and now he looked great with Corbin. Nothing but upside for Cedric Alexander. Looking for big things from him. Hopefully, you know, even when he takes L's, he still looks good taking L's. Especially, he was protected in this because he got jumped backstage, which, is another indicator that they got big things for him. Because even though it was a clean victory, Corbin didn't cheat or nothing like that, but he did get jumped before the match pretty extensively and then tried to fight through it. So it's a protected L. So said he gonna be all right. A+ match. A+. Viking Raiders versus what was people saying in my group? The Honky Tonk Man's nephew, and then some skinny dude. I'm not even gonna say their names because they don't matter. Two jobbers. Yeah, at the last week where they actually got to wrestle actual wrestlers, then they put them back this week against jobbers. Whoever's booking it needs to be shot because they making these guys. You think you're making them look strong, you're making them look weak. You're making them look extremely weak. Obvious jobbers, don't care about their names, announcing they had come all the way from Pittsburgh to make the most of their opportunity. The Viking Raiders were not impressed and laid out the two with ease, connecting with the Viking experience for the win. I didn't even know what the name of their finisher was. I'm kind of over the Viking Raiders, or whatever you want to call them. I love them down at NXT. They ruined them on the main roster by not having them wrestle anybody. There's tons of tag teams. I mean, the tag team division isn't the best right now, but you can have them wrestle. You can put them again there against Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Let them job them. At least it's actual people on the roster. Otherwise, why'd you even bring them up? Send them back down to NXT. Like I said, 2-hour show. They need more in-ring ready talent down there. Send them back down there if not going to do anything with them on the main roster. Same with Heavy Machinery. I love Heavy Machinery. But if you're going to go all in with NXT for a 2-hour program, like I said, the stuff writes itself. And that was a F to me, that match. F. Next, we got another King in the Ring, Ricochet versus Samoa Joe. Another good match. Both the two King in the Ring matches tonight kept the show right because the show was on a lull. It really was. I'm reading just the matches and everything, and it sounds like it's a decent show, but when you was watching it, it was snooze-worthy. The announcers were off. A lot of the backstage stuff was off. Those two chicks they got backstage, they need to go away. Send them to NXT too. They need to just clean house. Samoa Joe called everyone else a liar for declaring their victory of King of the Ring because he was the only one right for the title. In a pre-taped interview, Ricochet made his own statements saying he cannot accept the reality where Joe is king. The one and only was not ready for the punishment the Samoan submission specialist dished out as he stopped Ricochet dead with a brutal attack, particularly focused on his legs. All Ricochet had left was to stay in the match. It was a physical war between Joe could not put the one and only down. The Samoan submission specialist caught his opponent with a coquina clutch on the top rope, and the two fell to the mat with both shoulders down for the 3 count. The referee was not able to make a ruling as it looked to be a draw. Corey Graves headed backstage to interview referee John Cone, who announced, despite the anger of Baron Corbin, that both men would compete next week in a semifinals in a triple threat match. Again, there's an ongoing theme going on. I'm telling you, my boy coming back. They're doing a lot of triple threat matches. Holla, holla. Holla, holla, holla. But this was a good match. Ricochet and Samoa Joe work well together. Like I said, they're friends. They know each other's style. Joe works really well with high flyers. People don't realize he was in the X division when he was down in TNA. So he's all about that high flying. Even though he has that bruiser style, he can go with these flyer guys. And plus Ricochet, like I said, one of the new age best sellers in the business. He can make anybody look like $1 million. And as far as the ending was kind of trash, but I see where they was going to set up for Baron Corbin, Ricochet, and Samoa Joe next week in Madison Square Garden for a triple threat match to see who goes on to the finals at Clash of the Champions. Pretty good storytelling. I'll take it. But the way they did it with the referee putting a headset on, a la NFL instant replay, talking to the booth. That was a little extra. They've never done that before, and he's clearly talking to somebody. This is like, if this had already been established, it would have been okay. But they've never done this before. Who's he talking to? Clearly, no one. We all know that. We all know that they keep the earpieces on, and they talk to Vince and the people in the back for spots and injuries and stuff like that. But he goes out to the ring and puts another headset on, and he's talking. Yeah, well, I've both on the mat. Well, yeah, okay, all right. Get the hell out of here. This is not the NFL. Yeah, y'all stupid for that. Y'all completely stupid for that. Matter of fact, that right there was a piece of trash. That's a piece of trash right there. A piece of trash. But the match itself, another A match. A match for me. I'll take it. Next, surprisingly, it's starting to be some of the best stuff going on right now is the Bray Wyatt Funhouse. He challenges the Universal Champion to a Hell in a Cell match. Bray Wyatt started the Firefly Funhouse by challenging the winner of Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman to a Hell in a Cell match. As Vince McMahon puppet popped out to demand that Wyatt not hurt his moneymakers before the Eater of the World fed him money. Wyatt felt confident in his challenge and using the Fiend to enact revenge on these men for taking a title he rightfully deserved. They gave it an A. I give it an A+ because he challenged him, and then Vince popped out and said, no, actually he didn't outright challenge him. Vince came out and said that how dare you challenge the winner to a Hell in a Cell match? These are our most profitable people. And he was like, oh, hold on. But I've been doing this for you. And he brings out stacks of hundreds and starts putting them in the puppet's mouth. And Vince is like, okay, that is hilarious because he has been bringing the money. And and it was just crazy that they did that segment showing Vince as a money grubber who will let anything slide as long as butts are in seats and pockets are being laid. That was hilarious. The Fiend angle is golden. It's great. Loving what they're doing with Bray Wyatt now. He's clearly having fun. You can tell he's happy in his life. If you don't know, him and JoJo just had a baby. Everything is coming to roses for Bray right now. Wyndham Rotunda. So hopefully they keep it going. Next week though, another legend may fall. Another legend may fall next week. So I thoroughly enjoyed this segment. A+ for Bray Wyatt. Next, Miz versus Cesaro. I dubbed this match the Battle of the Gatekeepers. Cesaro came out swinging in this match, striking the Miz with precision and throwing him around with ease. It seemed as though the A-lister was out of his depth, but he suddenly caught the Swiss Superman with a skull-crushing finale for the victory. Miz defeated Cesaro. It was a solid B- C+ match. You know, these guys are going to go out. They're going to give the people that's there a show. Going to hit all their good spots. It kind of lulled a little bit. You could tell that they kind of both were kind of they're probably a little disappointed in their position on the roster in the company right now, especially Cesaro because he just came off of a very nice showing over at NXT UK where he swung dude about 50 times. You know, hopefully trying to get some of his momentum back because he's been taking some L's lately ever since he got knocked out by the Black Mask. But then he comes and he takes the L to the Miz, and I love the Miz. But if anybody was going to win this match, as what they're doing right now, you would think it would be Cesaro. I'm happy for the Miz. I think Miz should get another run. And maybe this will start it. But the Miz has kind of been his angle was kind of been, they both needed a win. So I guess could have went either way. This time it went to the Miz. My boy. Hey, hopefully he just needs Maurice to hurry up and have the baby. And Maurice can come back. He can go to SmackDown, be a heel again, and go back to doing Miz stuff. Face Miz, but I know he has to be a face to promote his show, which I understand. But I don't like face Miz. So, next, the main event. Now, case in point, this is the main event. It came on with about 13 minutes left in the show, and you know they was going to go through a commercial break. So I was like, wow, this match is about to suck because they were giving them no time, and it's a tag match. Becky Lynch is involved, who is shit in the ring. Alexa and Nikki Cross, decent in the ring, not great. Bailey,
Sorry, I'm not sure.
I just said Alexa. Bailey, who's probably the best worker in the match, which should tell you something. So let's go on with this. In a backstage interview, Bailey and Sasha Banks were asked about their personal relationship despite their different perspectives as they refused to say anything. Banks interrupted this tag team match early to watch it up close. After Becky Lynch got the hot tag and dominated both Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, the boss ran in and planted the man with a Banks statement, causing a disqualification. Banks grabbed a chair only to have it pulled out of her hands by Bailey. The hugger then used the steel chair to lay Lynch out herself. Bailey turns heel, which is great. Dre called this last week. I didn't think they were ever going to do it because of merch. And I really still think that it's not what people think. I don't know if it's a complete Bailey heel turn. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess we'll find out on SmackDown tonight. I think she just don't like Becky Lynch. I don't think Bailey's going to do it. I may be wrong. I probably am wrong because maybe they're finally doing it because the crowd exploded. Everybody all over social media in my groups, people who are not stupid, exploded because we've been wanting the Bailey character. And she's been getting more aggressive. So they finally took her heel. I didn't think they were going to do it because the woman sells, she's the female John Cena. She sells a lot of merch. And I didn't think they were ever, and that's the reason Cena never went heel. Because of the Make-A-Wish and all the merch. They thought maybe they didn't want fans turning on him and therefore merch dropping. So maybe Bailey's merch sales have dropped. Maybe. Now they feel that, well, you know what? Let's take her heel. And then with Sasha going heel, and then with them both hating Becky, it makes sense. I thought this was great because you got Sasha. I'm okay with Becky Lynch getting destroyed. Getting chair shotted and her being made to look weak yet again. So I'm okay with it. I am A-okay with it. I just hope I'm anxious to see what they go from here. Like I said, 3 weeks in a row of Becky Lynch looking like trash, which I'm okay with, but which means she's probably going to win. But I think she still will look weak. Bailey, I'm happy that she's heel. It may be a little too late. I'm not super excited about it like everybody else is because I really don't believe it. I think it's just a natural animosity towards Becky Lynch. Because Sasha was kind of selling it like, you gonna hit me? And then they cut real quickly. We didn't even get to see her really lay into her. They cut it. I was like, oh, come on. Like, she hit her like 2 or 3 times and like held the chair up, and then it was gone. So they can get to the goddamn Stone Cold show that had Becky Lynch on it. That's the whole reason why there was a whole lot of mention. The Bleacher Report didn't even mention this. Stone Cold is supposed to next week in Madison Square Garden be the special mediator because they're gonna try the whole contract signing with Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins again. And then Strowman, they didn't mention this in Bleacher Report either. He was backstage basically saying that the Stone Cold getting away, he gonna get these hands. Then somebody in my group posted a tweet of Stone Cold moments after that statement, did a shaking my head tweet. So that's why I think that when I said earlier, Stone Cold gonna come out, some stuff's gonna happen, whatever happened with the contract signing. He gonna end up drinking beer in the ring. Them lights gonna go out, and he gonna become the next legend to get Fiend. That's what I think. But all in all, this was not a great Raw, but it ended on a high note. I could tell that the storytelling they were going for, which is good. How their pay-per-views are not happening without any build-up, which I appreciate that them taking time to set up storylines and angles for the pay-per-views. Even for next week in Raw, the go home show, they're setting it up. it's looking good. SmackDown needs to come with it also. They need to do a little better job of selling their stuff. Because Raw's killing it right now, of setting it up. And this whole Becky, Sasha, Bailey angle, you know, 4 horsewomen minus Charlotte, you know, we'll see. We'll see if Bailey really is a heel. I believe it when I see it. Now, they would have showed her really laying in those chair shots and them actually jumping Becky, then I would believe it. But I think it's her friend. It's her best friend. And she hates Becky also. So that's what I think it was. But there you have it, guys. Another episode of Raw Talk. Like I said, Dre did Snapchat me during this and said that he was sick. So hopefully he's better and we'll be back to regular business next week. Make sure you guys like the video for us. Like it. Subscribe, share. The comment section down below. Follow me on my social media. Make sure you follow Dre on his social media. You know, Dre Mac Podcast, Dre Mac Show. Dre Mac on Twitter. You know, everything Dre Mac for my boy. Hook him up also. He wasn't here today, but he is a staple. This is the Dre Mac Show. I'm sorry, this is Raw Talk with Dre and Nute. That's what this is. So he's not here, but he is a staple of it. So what you guys think of Raw? Hit us in the comment section. Are you excited for next week's coming back to Madison Square Garden? They made a big deal out of that. But I am. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll just see what direction they're going and where it goes from there. But until next time, peace, grease, and everything like that. Deuces. Holla at your boy.